Tony, when's the market going to collapse? When? It already has. This has been ongoing since the rates crossed the 6% mark. So when are we going to see prices drop? Well, that's a tricky question. I'm Antonio Anselmi, your source for everything real estate, and today we're talking about the real estate crash of 2023. If you have any questions that I don't cover in this video, you can call me at 727-534-4569 or shoot me a text. Or even if you don't feel like sitting through this entire video, just shoot me a text with your question. I'll be glad to help you out. So why do I say that the market crash is ongoing? This past June in Florida, the median home price was down 3.5% year over year. The number of homes sold was down 19.7% year over year. Homes sold above list price is down over 30% year over year, and the median days on market are up 115% year over year. This and worse has been the condition of the market since the rates have crossed 6% mark in September of last year. But Tony, why haven't prices gone down like they did in 2008? Keep in mind, prices didn't just drop overnight in 2008. The bottom of the market after the crash didn't happen until 2012. And that's when banks really started to loan again and give mortgages. Remember, they messed up and they're to blame for the '08 crash. But of course, we can have a separate discussion about that and who we think is to blame, the government. So this time they instituted a few things like the ability to repay and required income verification. So Tony, that's it? That's the crash? Well, in essence, yes. We are in a completely different position these days in the real estate industry compared to where we were at back then. Now, we may have some sort of economic collapse that may affect the housing market, but we're talking hyperinflation with the US dollar losing its status as world currency. There's a lot of talk around BRICS nations. That's your Brazil, Russia, Iraq, China, and South Africa, starting their own gold-backed currency to trade around the petrodollar. Now, Jim O'Neill, the ex-Goldman Sachs executive, who was first to coin the BRICS term, seems to think that that notion is a lot of nonsense, but the countries are actually getting together the end of this month to discuss this joint venture further. But this isn't the only reason why many nations would like to see the US dollar dethroned as world currency. Don't forget, there are issues with US banks failing even today. More importantly, there's also the weaponization of the US dollar through sanctions, and many countries are weary of the US dominance on the world stage because they feel that if they may not agree with the US policy, they may get sanctioned by the United States. And with China's increasing diplomacy on the world stage through their Belt and Road Initiative, they are investing in 148 countries. This shows an ambition on their part to take that top spot as leaders of the world. So if the US economy does collapse, I don't think I would expect to be getting a mortgage anytime soon. And if you are holding on to any cash when it does happen, you'll probably need that for other things. And that's even if cash is worth anything at all if the US dollar collapses. I'm just a real estate agent, mortgage lender, and life insurance broker, and a tinfoil hat wearing American who likes to research, so anything could happen. Let's take a look at the housing market. The housing market is still very strong because of the extreme shortage of homes that we do have. Now, I've been talking about this in several of my videos this year. From 2005 to 2008, we saw mortgage rates average about 6% and higher, and buyers were still out in full force buying. Now, when 2008 hit, many home builders were left holding the bag, and from '08 to 2012, over 50% of home builders closed their doors, most not voluntarily. This is another reason for the current home shortage that we do have. So what was the difference before the crash and now? Well, for one thing, in 2007, Countrywide Loans had a fast and easy product that with a 720 credit score and 20% down, you are approved for a prime mortgage of $1 million without having to show income, taxes, or anything, just a simple credit check. And with a 620 score, you can get 100% financing, similar to the no-doc prime, except it was subprime, which means that you might have had to pay an early payment penalty or you didn't get the best rates. As you can see, it was very, very easy to get a mortgage, and that was kind of the reason why it led to such a huge collapse in 2008. And that's when RESPA was initiated, and now we have the ability to repay and verification of income and many other checks. If you've bought a house, you've seen it, to make sure that the lender, the banks, will get their money back and that 2008 will not happen again. So what we do have is an extreme housing shortage. According to Freddie Mac estimates, we have a 3.8 million home shortage in order to keep up with the number of new forming households, while the National Low Income Housing Coalition estimates this number to be much higher, as high as 7.3 million homes. Either number is a frightening number, but this also tells you why, even with 7% interest rates, the housing market is still very strong. In the latest U.S. News and World Report article, according to Wells Fargo, they believe conventional rates should be under 6.5% by the end of the year and finally down to 6% by possibly the second quarter of next year. As this happens, expect to see less inventory, more offers over asking price, and more bidding wars, and prices will continue to rise at a much faster pace as rates decrease. So do you hold out for the lower rate and go through possible bidding wars and prices over ask, or do you find something now and hope that the seller pays concessions to possibly buy down that rate and have less stress in finding a home? That to me seems like a decision best left up to you. Keep in mind, I'm here to keep you educated on the market, not tell you what to spend your money on. I have 7 kids, so I know how to spend money on my own. I hope you found this video engaging and insightful. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and follow for more. Text or call me at 727-534-4569. I'm Antonio Anselmi, the most trusted name in real estate. Hug your kids, hug your family, and have a blessed day.